Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Hello, guys. So, I am Priyanshi from crackDSA. So, obviously, today we are not having any DSA or any kind of session, right? So, we'll be having a very special session today. That is our speaker session. And obviously, you know who is going to join us, right? So, we all know that, learning gets overwhelming whenever we are trying to do something good, whenever we are trying to put in hard work, right? So things get a little overwhelming, right? But if you keep going, then you achieve everything, right? If you want to be ahead in the game, what you have to do, you have to keep working hard, you have to be consistent, right? So Riti Kumari, our today's guest, is a perfect example for that. So let's first welcome her. Hello, Dee.
Yeah, hi Priyanshi, hi all.
Hi. So, can you first please give us an introduction about you?
I am Riti. Currently, I am SD2 at Walmart, software development engineer at Walmart. Apart from that, I also love to contribute to the community along with my resources, my notes, or which could be helpful to the community. And this is pretty much about myself. Don't want to extend the intro.
Yeah. So, guys, well, I know everyone knows Riti ma'am. How are you guys excited? Can we get a crackDSA OP and LaunchPadx OP in the chat? Okay, so let's start the session. So,
Mhm.
Deep, how did you like start your coding journey? Like when you started from, like, did you start from the school or did you start learning from college itself? Like, how was it like?
Yeah. So, Priyanshi, the coding journey was like I started in the second semester, and I was having this thinking that I am very late, but hopefully it wasn't. So I started in my second semester end, when the second semester was about to end in fourth semester, and I got to know about coding through like LinkedIn and various blogs because my college wasn't a very good college, so we weren't very much exposed to terms like coding, DS algo, and etc. Also, along with that, there were like null on campus placements, so that was also a reason behind not having much knowledge or not having that environment in our college. So since the COVID happened, and I just like started using LinkedIn a lot, and then I got to know about terms like software development engineer, software engineer. So that like excited me very much. And before that, I used to think, okay, software engineer is something who is working on a software or making software or the apps we are using and different things. But I didn't know that there are many criterias for you to qualify if you're working as a software engineer in any XYZ company. So at that particular time, like I started my coding journey, and like it's going till now as well.
Yeah. So, like when you started your coding journey, definitely there were, there might be some struggles. Like, how did you, you know, kept being consistent?
So basically, there is always a struggle. I have seen like many people talk about how to start coding, how to solve questions, how to approach this question or that question, but no one talks about the hardships one faces while doing the coding. Because, see, like even if anyone starts doing coding or anyone starts doing DS algo, there are some times when you are about to give up because you're not able to solve any question. You are thinking about that question from 4 days, and still you are not able to solve question. Again, there comes a case when you are able to solve that question 2 days prior, but now you are not able to solve that question. So there is like hardships which arrives in each and every person way when they start coding or when they start solving problems. But the consistent thing which helped me a lot is like do the practice. Even if you're failing, even if you're taking 4 days to solve a question, just solve that question. Because I have seen that when you are not able to solve a question or when you are starting a question, there is always a demotivation which comes to your mind ki why we should do that question, or if you are not able to do that question, just leave that question. But the happiness when you like spend 2 days on a particular question, or even spend 2 hours on a particular question and it's being solved, is the best. So that particular thing is something which kept me moving on to coding. And at like after particular times I realized that this is something like it was coding was something which I started only for getting placements. But after some time I realized, okay, I'm liking it. Like if I'm not solving a question a day, it feels like some void is there or something like that. I'm not kind of saying that everyone should do coding every day or something like that. But it's like when you start solving question and when your questions are being solved, you get that motivation to keep on practicing. And always the second thing is like coming to the hardship part. So one problem which I have seen, or one mistake which I have seen, which I committed myself and suggest everyone to not commit, that is spending too much time on a particular topic. So what people does nowadays is whenever you open lead code, there are thousand number of questions which is available for array, and you start with the topic array and you start solving all the questions. Even if not considering thousand question, you start solving 80 questions, 70 questions, which consumes so much of your time. Like 2 months is being consumed only for solving areas question, and all other topics are left, and you are not able to like achieve a particular goal which you have set, like I'll finish arrays, I'll finish binary trees, I'll finish binary search, and etc. So don't spend too much time on a particular topic. Just pick that topic, have at least 10 to 15 questions from that topic, 10 easy, 10 medium, or 10 hard, and always choose a variety of questions. It's not always important to solve 10 questions easy and having like the same concept which is being applied to each and every question. Always choose to have some variety of questions, because in the interview you're not aware that what kind of question interviewer throws to you. Everyone says ki array ka question pucha gaya, but no one says that what concept was being asked. So in arrays also there are many concepts which could be asked in your interviews. So always solve variety of questions and never spend too much days solving for a particular topic, but because there might be a thing which happened that you are able to solve all the questions from a particular topic, and when you jump to next topic and then to next topic, the prior topic is completely lost. So that is the thing which I would like to say. And always try to revise the topics whenever you are jumping to another topics, because there happens, like it happened with me and it happens with many people, that when they start coding or when they start with any topic and they jump to another topic, last ka sara gayab. So always try to do that.
Yeah, completely agree. Like the point you said that, without trying we don't know, right? मतलब
Yes.
काफी लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं, प्लेसमेंट ही मतलब एम होता है, बट मेन होता है ट्राई करना, राइट? अगर प्लेसमेंट भी एम है, तो अगर हम जब तक ट्राई नहीं करेंगे, जब तक हम उस चीज के अंदर घुस के नहीं देखेंगे, वी डोंट नो कि मतलब ये चीज हमें करनी है नहीं करनी है। वी आर लाइक प्लेसमेंट चाहिए एंड देन वी कि बस प्लेसमेंट चाहिए इसलिए बस करो, लेकिन वी डोंट
Mhm.
कि मतलब अपना माइंड या फिर एक मतलब एक कंप्लीट ट्राई नहीं देना चाहते हैं। सो डेफिनेटली एग्रीड ऑन दैट पॉइंट। प्लस प्रैक्टिस डेफिनेटली इज इम्पॉर्टेंट वेन एवर वी आर लर्निंग। मतलब बिना प्रैक्टिस के तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता। मतलब लगता है कि बीच में छोड़ना है या कुछ भी करना है, बट विदाउट प्रैक्टिस वी कांट गो एनीवेयर। So the next question is like, obviously you told us a lot. Like, how did you start preparing? Like you said, you started with web development. How you started discovering topics? Like what resources did you use in your preparation journey?
Okay. So basically, like the preparation journey wasn't very easy, because I think that most of the people spend their most of the time finding the correct resources, finding the places from where they should start. So that too happened with me, and that is the reason I've created a GitHub repo called as Resources for Preparation of Placement, so that the struggle which I face, no one else faces. So the first thing before starting was from where to start. So there were ample number of resources available online, like paid courses, free courses. Now there was doubt like which course to took, free course or paid course. Whatever, like if a person is offering things free, there might be a chance that some concepts are being missed or some topics are being missed. And the paid courses, somewhere like affordable but somewhere not affordable. So that was the very first doubt which came to my mind, like which course to choose, paid course or free course. But luckily I was lucky enough, because one of my friend bought a paid course, and she was done with that course, so she provided me the account details, and that helped a lot. So I just started with that particular course. And see, the best thing about the paid courses, now you know that there is a particular timeline after which the course will expire. You will not be able to access to different courses and etc. So that is the best thing about paid course. But now we can see like there is ample number of playlists available. CSA one stop solution, CSA from start to the beginning, competitive programming from start to the like from start to the end. So like there are ample number of playlists available. That particular time it wasn't very much, but right now there are very much of playlist available. So I just gone through that particular course, and there was a course structure which was given, and I just started with the videos. And firstly what I used to do is ki I used to watch the videos and I used to just make notes and just sit idle. So that was the worst thing I had done in my coding journey. So after few time I realized like I have to code as well, I have to like implement that thing as well. It's not necessary that if I'm able to note it down in the copy, I'll be able to note it down, like I'll be able to do it in the id. So in that particular way only, and there are like ample number of resources. You can see that in YouTube, Striver has created a full playlist for C++. Love Bubber has created a full playlist for C++. Apna College is also there. So there are many YouTube channels who are taking the initiative, and there are many YouTube educators, not very specific to YouTube educators. There are many educators who are taking that particular opportunity and creating all the videos which you need. All the, like, even if nowadays lead code solution videos is also available. So if you don't know any question, or if you don't know how to approach that question, how to solve that question, there is a YouTube video which is present there, and which will start with the brute force, then the optimal solution, everything. So there are ample number of resources, and like the very difficult thing for one is to figure out like where to start. And once you get that thing like where to start from, there is no like looking back.
Yep.
So it would be
So,
best if you.
yeah. So, Sakshi Gupta is asking how to create interest in coding. Like after 2 3 days, I get bored and then I leave it.
Yeah, same. I like I used to have the same like this is the thing which is like everyone is struggling with, and it's not Sakshi, it's not only you
Definitely.
who is thinking
Yeah.
about this thing. Like we all have been this through this phase of like just giving up, because at the end we think okay yaar, theek hai, like we are spending too much time, and like uh, we are just coding, and even after that we are not getting an online assessment link. Like there are many struggles which are faced by people majorly off campus. If anyone is applying that, even after doing this much of coding, even after having a good rating on code forces, you are not getting a opportunity. But Sakshi, the best thing what you can think of na ki, see, if you get placement, like my simple chronology was, if I get placement, my parents would be happy, I'll be earning money, and I can do whatever I want to. So that was the best motivation for me to start coding and start preparing for placement. And ultimately, as I said earlier as well, ki, the motive was only for getting placed, but after that I started developing interest. And the reason behind someone not developing interest is na, ki whenever you solve a question, you're not able to solve that question. Even if you're solving a question and then after a few days you are going to solve that question, you fail. So that is the major problem everyone faces, is ki they are not able to solve a question, they're not able to develop approach of that question. And to like the best way to overcome that is practice a lot, solve that question like twice thrice, or solve different type of question twice or thrice. Or if you're not able to develop a concept for that particular question, solve different question on that particular concept only twice or thrice. It will eventually develop your interest, because when you will
Definitely.
see that you are starting solving question on your own, you're not watching any video, you're not watching any discussion section, that would be the best motivating factor for you. So practice a lot, and that will surely develop your interest.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's the adrenaline rush, when we solve a problem, we get AC, we have like we have been learning something from a really long time and then we, crack it. So that is like जो मोटिवेशन उससे मिलेगा वो आई गेस नहीं डेवलप हो सकता और वही मोटिवेशन होता है जो आगे लेकर जाता है लाइक इफ वी आर ट्राइंग टू कंटिन्यू इट इज द ओनली थिंग दैट विल टेक अस फॉरवर्ड राइट तो इंटरेस्ट ऐसे ही डेवलप होगा यू नीड टू ट्राई यू नीड टू कीप ट्राइंग ट्राई करते रहो मतलब होगा ऐसा नहीं है कि होना नहीं है बट इफ यू 2 दिन ट्राई करोगे उसके बाद छोड़ दोगे तो फिर तो नहीं होगा ऑब्वियसली सो कीप ट्राइंग प्रैक्टिस करो क्वेश्चंस करो तब तक करो जब तक नहीं हो रहा है ब्रेक ले लो बट करो करते रहो उसके बाद होना ही है मतलब एट द एंड तो होना ही है तो हो ही जाएगा और जब वो होगा तब जो मिलेगा उसके बाद तो वो मोटिवेशन अलग लेवल का होता है डेफिनेटली so Japneet was asking that I get demotivated very soon what were your inspirations to keep continuing
Like
so I
as
guess
I
this
told
was
earlier,
answered
ki,
already
yes, I'll
yeah
get a placement, I'll get lot of money, and I can buy whatever I want.
yeah
But uh, getting apart from jokes, like the best motivation for me was ki my father was a teacher, and whenever used to get demotivated, I just go to him and I used to discuss him. So whenever you guys are getting demotivated, now try to talk to your parents and your friends, because that would surely heal. Many people just hesitate that क्या बात करूँ पापा से मम्मी से, they won't understand. My parent also didn't understand, but दिल हल्का हो जाता है तो थोड़ा whenever you get demotivation in between, try to talk to your parents and friends. That would be really helpful for you.
yep Rihan Mulani is asking what is the max time to give for one mid-level question
See, Rian, like I won't comment that there is a kind of a max time or a min time you should give for one question. But yeah, whenever you are approaching a question, whenever you are solving a question and you're not able to solve it, what I'll say is stay for 10 minutes, try to think as much as you can, try to ponder over the topics you have been through, and if anything relates to that particular topic. And after 10 to 15 minutes, if you're not able to solve that question, just go and have a look at the hint. Don't go and have a look at the submission section, rather go and have a look at the hint. After, even after getting the hint, you're not able to solve question in within 5 to 10 minutes, then just go and have a look at the different submissions you want. Because see, this patterns follow in the interview as well. So whenever you are sitting in an interviewer will give you a question, and he will give you a time to think, he or she will give you a time to think. So suggest 10 minutes they give you to think. If even after that you're not able to solve a question, they will give you some hints. They won't directly tell that follow this approach or something like that. They will suggest you something or give you some hints. And after that, like even after that you're not able to solve, then they will explain, okay, this was the particular approach which needs to be followed. So this is something which is followed in the interviews as well, so you can follow this approach.
Yeah. So how can we maintain balance between development and DSA? Abhishek is asking.
So Abhishek, like I started firstly with development only because in second year I applied for an internship and it was a startup. They were preparing their website, so they asked me like, if you have a good knowledge about web development or something. So at that particular time, I started with web development only. So I got ample of time for DSA because firstly I started with development and then with DSA. So if you're someone who is like wants to maintain a balance between development and DSA, so I'll just divide it into two phases. So if you're someone who is a beginner in development as well as DSA, what you can do is you can spend at least 2 to 3 hours on DSA and at least 1.5 or 2 hours on development. So whenever you're going to college and coming back home, just take 1 hour rest or 2 hour rest and just divide this time like 6 to 10 or 6 to 11 works. And if you want to follow some resources, so for DSA, if you're looking for some resources, you can like follow any of the YouTube channel, and these guys have also started a series, so you guys can also have a look on cracks DSA series. So you can have a look on that. Along with that, if you're someone who is looking forward for development, Code with Harry is like among the best channel which I could suggest. And if you want to practice, free code camp, so that would be like very much useful for you. So you can just divide your time. But I'll suggest that if you are aiming for software engineer roles, you should give a bit more time to DSA than
Sorry.
development, because DSA is asked a bit more than your projects. It's a controversial thing, but yeah, like the interviews which I have given, I have seen this thing that DSA is being asked a more more of a DSA is asked than development.
Yep. So Bhageshwari is asking, please tell about resume building and project skills.
Yes. So resume building, like there are 5 to 6 factors which you should keep in mind. Firstly, resume should always be one-page resume. That is something which is like which really helps you getting into the company. Because see, like if you're sending your resume to the HR, he or she doesn't have much of time to have a look through all the 2 pages of your resume and everything. So keep your resume one page. Next, always start with your college details, then go ahead with the work experience, then go ahead with the projects, then go ahead with the skills, and then you can mention your competitive platforms and then the co-curricular activities. The reason behind me saying this particular things, like this particular pattern, is okay, you can start with your college, because the first question everyone asks, introduce yourself. So you just say I am XYZ from this particular college and etc. So you can start with your college details, and then you can give your work experience, because in the lower section you are giving your projects. So in the work experience you mention your internships or trainings, and ultimately that thing you mention in your projects as well. So that would be very beneficial for the interviewer as well, that if he asks, okay, what was your work experience, you can say that I was an intern at XYZ company, and in the projects you can say that I built this particular project. And the skills, so one tip I would like to give is, if you are applying for any job, nowadays companies are preferring ATS friendly resume. So ATS, what that means is, if you are applying to any job, there would be a job description given, and in the job description they would be mentioning some skills like Java developer, having good knowledge about Spring Boot, and etc. So you can mention that skills, like the one you know, obviously not the one you don't know, or the one you have watched only 2 hours of crash course. I won't suggest that, but you can mention at least that skills which is present in the job description, which matches your, so that it would help your resume to be selected, and then you can go ahead with the coding profile links and the co-curricular activities.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I would like to add is whenever we are building resume, so we think that only one resume will work everywhere. Like it is not like that. Whenever there are different job roles, right? So always try to personalize your resume according to the job role. For example, if you are applying for a web development internship, right? So and there you put your achievements related to I am this on code forces, I am this on code chef, etc. So definitely that resume will not get selected, right? So you need to whenever you're applying to any job role, see what the job role is, what the job description is, and try to personalize it according to that. And obviously all the things that Riti ma'am said, all the sequence, right? That is your college, whatever you studied, whatever your achievements are, whatever your projects are, include that and make a one page resume and then submit it. Okay, so my next question is definitely you are working at as an SD at Walmart. So how did you get that opportunity?
Yeah, so basically, Walmart, when I got, like, there was a hiring challenge, Walmart Codehurst, which was conducted last year. So I applied in that. So there were majorly 4 rounds, 4 to 5 rounds, which happened, 2 rounds of online assessment and 3 rounds of interview. So there was among, I guess, 50 to 60K registrations, and among that they selected only top 100 and for the shortlist, and top 100 for the wait list. Luckily I was among the top 10. So there was a list which was being generated, and then the interviews were conducted according to the list. So basically the first round was a MCQ round, in which questions from object oriented programming, DSA, computer fundamentals like OS, DBMS were asked, and it was a multiple choice question only. 30 minutes were given, no, 25 minutes were given for 30 questions. The second round was a coding round, in which two questions was being asked. First one was revolving around DP and arrays, and the second question was revolving around string, but it was a medium level question. And the first question of DP was also a kind of medium to hard level question, and I guess it was kind of a lead code question only. So if you're solving lead code, you would be able to solve that question. It's not necessary enough that if you know competitive programming only, you would be able to solve that question, because I didn't did much of CP. I only focused more on lead code. So and the interview rounds were like three interview rounds. So two were technical and one was HR. In the technical round, they asked me a DP question, and like the interviews was like I have seen a pattern in many of the interviews is they start with the object oriented programming question, like I have seen in many of the interviews. So be prepared with the oops concept as well, because people majorly focuses on DSA, and they tends to forget core CS fundamental subjects. So basically in the interviews you would be grilled on DS algo and core CS fundamentals only. Project plays a role, but not that much if you're able to explain your project to an extent. So I'll suggest that don't make very high-fi project, make a medium level project, but at least be confident enough that if someone asks you about your project, you are able to explain it. So that is the thing. And in the HR round, they majorly ask about the project and why you want to join the company and etc. So these particular rounds I gave for the internship, but the journey wasn't like there wasn't a full stop to that. After that, after the 6 months internship, I need to give a PPO interview. Like Walmart conducts a PPO interview for every intern who appears. So there is majorly 1 to 2 rounds of interview which happens based on the manager feedback. So my manager feedback was a bit good, so I just gave one particular round, and in that round they majorly asked about the things which I worked on the internship and just a normal DSA question. So like these particular things happened for me to get selected as an intern and then as an SD at Walmart.
Okay. So, as you said that project related questions are also asked. We know that DSA, oops, how they are asked. Like, what are the project centric questions that are being asked in the interviews?
Yes. So basically, the project centric questions which are being asked, firstly, the interviewer will ask you, explain your project. Okay. So while you are explaining your project, always do keep in mind that you explain the tech stack as well, like you mention the tech stack as well what you have used. Because see, if I have made a project of coronavirus tracker, so I'll start, okay, I have made a project of coronavirus tracker, it is using this particular API, it is using that particular API, but still I'm not mentioning about the tech stack which I have used. Because interviewers mostly ask question like, they ask question from your projects, but they are mostly interested in the tech stack as well. Like if you have built a project on React, they might ask questions based on React. If you have built a project on, like, if you have made the backend on MongoDB or Node.js, so they will ask questions related to that. So in the project related questions are something like, they would ask question related to your project, like how this particular project is working, what all things you have used in this project, what all tech stacks you have used in in this project. And once you just reveal your tech stack, they might ask you question related to that particular tech stack. So it varies from different tech stacks. Like if you mention CSS or something like that, they can ask you what is CSS, then how you do this flex in CSS, what is flex in CSS. So they might ask you questions based on the tech stack, but somehow they focuses more on like asking question on the tech stack rather than focusing more on questions being asked on the project. Because once they ask you to explain your project, you explain each and everything, like we used to just fill the papers in our CBSE board exams. So you explain each and everything, so they focuses more on asking questions related to the tech stack which you have mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. So now, like whenever we are applying to jobs, a lot of us get demotivated that we are not getting selected, right? So what will you suggest for that? Like what will be your advice for the demotivation and how to overcome that?
Okay, so for the demotivation part, I would like to say is like I applied to, I guess, almost 80 plus companies, and I guess only 10 rejection mail I received, and apart from that, every company ghosted me. So I can understand the pain that you like someone is not even getting the rejection mail. The person is sitting in the hope that there might be a time that the OA arrives or something like that, and ultimately we are being rejected. So rejection is a part of journey. We can't like someone can't overcome rejections. Even if they are sitting in the on campus placement, people get rejected. So rejection is a part of journey. The best way to stay motivated is like if you're getting rejected from any company in the resume screening round only, so try to enhance your resume, try to see and like figure it out yourself, because you are the person who would be helping yourself. So figure it out yourself that what are the things which is like not contributing towards you getting selected. So try to enhance your resume, try to mention skills, try to enhance your coding profiles if applying for software developer roles, or try to enhance your projects. So in this way your resume can be enhanced. Now after your resume, if you are getting rejected in the online assessment, what I'll suggest is you keep, before appearing for any online assessment, try to solve the question which has appeared in that particular company's online assessment. So there is a website called as dcqna.com. It is from one of my friend only. So he tries to mention all the questions which are being asked in the companies along with their solution. So have a look on that. Lead code in lead code also people do mention like what type of questions are being asked. So before appearing for any company's online assessment, try to have a look at that and then appear. And even after the OA, if you are getting rejected, try to figure out that where your preparation is lacking. And same goes with the interview, because every failed interview gives you a experience. So rejections are a part of life. Don't get demotivated, because it's not true that always you would be getting the best in the very first go. You have to keep patience and you have to keep applying, because ultimately you would be getting what you want if you work hard. But if you leave in between, there surely be a chances of you getting failure or moving towards the failure.
Yep. So another question related to it is that how to get a good off-campus opportunities. What is the method to follow to get interview calls?
Yes. So, firstly, subscribe all the Telegram channels, all the YouTube channels where you can get notified about off-campus job opportunities. Because there might be a times that any opportunity arrives and you're not aware of it. So many people loses that opportunity because they are not aware of that opportunity which has arrived. So be active on Telegram. There are many groups on Telegram, like Ash Goel group is there for off campus placements and everything, so he regularly posts about the job opening. There are some YouTube channel as well who regularly post about the off campus job opening. So be active on that rather than scrolling Instagram. Scroll that groups, that would be very helpful. And after that, like when you apply to any of the off campus job opportunity, like don't be like what I would say, like just apply. Don't be very much excited with the fact that I might get selected, I might get rejected. Like don't ever think about that okay, I am gonna apply to this company and on the next day I'm starting preparing for that company, because you never know, after applying there are many steps which are being there. So never apply to any company with so much of dedication so that it ultimately leads to demotivation. Just start applying to the companies, and just whenever you see any link. Also, one more thing, do keep in mind, like if someone is applying for off campus job opportunities, there are some companies which put a restriction on the college CGPA. So don't apply to the companies which where you doesn't qualify for the college CGPA, because ultimately you would be getting rejected or your resume would be getting rejected. If you want, you can apply. There's no issue with that, but don't have any hope in mind. But yeah, if your CGPA is also good, it adds on, because in the off-campus placement company puts on a restriction for CGPA. Like in Walmart, there was a CGPA restriction. In Microsoft also, I have applied, so there was a 8.5 CGPA restriction. So companies do consider this fact, because off-campus there are many of candidates, so they want to filter candidates on some basis.
Yeah. So we learned that we need to keep an eye on opportunities, right? Like rejection is okay, but missing an opportunities because we didn't get to know about it, that is like worse than the rejection, right? Also, like don't expect from companies, as Riti ma'am said, that whenever we apply we are like, okay, I have applied and I am also suitable for this job and I'm going to get it. Like don't expect anything out of it. Everything is so random when we are applying off campus, because the crowd is so much, for each and every job role there are more qualified candidates, like overqualified, we can say. So there is a lot of randomness. So whenever you are applying and if you are not getting selected, even if you know that okay, I have skills, I have everything, don't get demotivated by that. That doesn't mean that you are not okay, right? But that only means that industry has already selected, so you should move on and you should apply to the next opportunity. Okay, so free, I don't know the name, but he's asking that how can we improve our problem solving skills. So I guess this is covered. So basically, you need to practice, keep trying, and be consistent. Okay, yeah, this is a nice question. So Ritvik is asking how to approach someone on LinkedIn to get the first internship.
Okay, again the same thing. If you are approaching anyone on LinkedIn, go with 0% hope, because like there are less chances of people replying. See, I also faced this thing, like when I was like a fresher, or what I can say, a fresher on LinkedIn. No, I was a newbie on LinkedIn. So I also faced that particular thing. Like I used to DM to 50 plus people, but I hardly received any reply, and now I can totally relate why people were not able to reply. So go with zero hopes. What I'll suggest is, if you're approaching anyone for a referral, or if you're approaching any people for a referral, try to filter out people who are having less number of followers or less number of connections, because the reason behind that is your message might be noticed. Like the chances of your message being noticed is like very much. So try to reach out to people who doesn't have much of followers on LinkedIn or much of connections on LinkedIn, and who are a bit active on LinkedIn. Second thing, if you're approaching anyone for internship or anything like that, I have seen like there is a division of people. Some people say that first get familiar with me and then ask for uh, referral, and some people say that just ping me what thing is, like don't message me with hi, hey, or something like that. Just ping me the direct content that I want a referral for internship or job, and this is my resume and etc. So there is a division of people, so I can't say that you should go and be friendly with someone and then ask for referral, or just directly ask for referral. It depends on people to people. But what I will suggest is, if you want to be friendly as well and if you want to ask for a referral as well, you can just start with, hi, myself this, I am currently an undergraduate at this particular college. I was seeking some opportunities and I found out this particular position, and always mention the job ID, because most of your messages could be ignored because you are not mentioning the job ID. If you are going to someone and just asking, give me a job, the person couldn't, right? The person can only refer you. So always mention the job ID, even if you are reaching out to anyone, because like the person wouldn't know like what profile you are looking for, what years of experience you are having, or different things. So always mention the job ID, along with, if you want to like enhance your achievements, like I am a 5-star coder or at code chef, or I appeared for many like coding competitions and etc. So you can mention your achievements, and then you can go ahead and attach your resume. Also, one more thing, always try to give the drive link of your resume, because sometimes I have seen that people send the PDF and it's not possible to download, or the PDF doesn't open. And also, if you are providing the link, it would be handy with the person, and he or she doesn't needs to download each and every resume each and every time. Always make that drive link sharing to all people, and in this way you can approach. But go with zero hope, and never message only 1 to 2%. Try to try to message to at least 20 plus people, so that you can receive a reply from any one person at the end.
So, the last question of this session would be how to prepare CS fundamental questions. Like we have seen, like you have really contributed with your notes to the community. Like if I go and download notes, I know it is going to be yours. And you have, like, literally, those notes are really top notch. Like everybody talks about them. So, like, how did you prepare for CS fundamentals and how should one approach?
So basically, for CS fundamentals, you don't need to go here and there. There is a playlist on YouTube of gate smashes, and that is enough for semester exams. That is enough for interview preparation. That is enough for online assessment as well. I never prepared, or I never looked at any other playlist apart from that. Yes, for SQL, like for MySQL, I use HackerEarth and HackerRank most of the times, like HackerRank mostly for SQL queries. But apart from that, for operating system or for DBMS, for computer networks, even if for software engineering, I never preferred anyone else apart from Great Smashes. Because see, he won't give you much of theory, but the content he delivers is enough for you to prepare for placement and internship. Apart from that, if you're some person who loves reading, then GFG blogs are awesome, so you can go ahead and have a look on that as well. And nowadays there are many playlists available on YouTube, but I prefer that, and I thought that that is like enough for placements as well as internship as well as semester exams.
Okay. So, that was it, guys. So, I guess all of your queries are solved now. So the basic thing is, so let's like conclude this session. So the basic thing is practice, be consistent, and keep learning. Even if you get demotivated, take a break, talk to your parents, to your friends, try to figure out problems. And when you figure out the problems, solve them. And then be consistent and keep trying. Okay. So thank you, Riti ma'am, for joining us today. It was a wonderful session, and all the insights and everything you told us about your experience. We are very glad that we got to know it from you only. So thank you very much. And thank you everyone else to join and asking your queries. So okay, so let's conclude. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And major thanks to Crack DSA, because you guys are taking an initiative to educate people, to let people know, and to let them explore things. Also, the speaker sessions, because at our time weren't like getting so much of knowledge or so much of speaker sessions or a person whom we can interact, solve our queries with. So kudos to you guys, because I know it takes a lot of time and lot of effort. So kudos to you guys, and thanks Priyanshu for having me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And definitely, if you are someone who is getting started with coding, LaunchPadx is the best way to launch your career. So get started with us. Join crackDSA, join LaunchPadx, and keep learning along the way. Thank you.
Yeah, bye all.